We'll be doing a roll call of the board members. Myself, Ravonda Smith, is present. Claire Cousin will be on shortly. Rebecca Wolf,
Present.
Marie Bell, here. Rebecca Board,
Here.
Robert Davis. He might be popping on a little later. And Michael Bruno, if he's running late tonight, he'll be on about 7 o'clock. We're going to get straight into the order of business. Our regular meeting. We will now approve the meeting minutes from March 10th, 2021, the regular meeting. Can I get a motion to pass the meeting minutes for March?
I'll make that motion.
I will second it.
And thank you, Linda.
All in favor?
Welcome.
Aye.
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 It's passed to approve the meeting minutes. No. Linda. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we will be moving on to number 2, which is approving the accounts payable for March 2021. We can put that on the screen. I believe we do still have Shaheen with us. Hi, Claire. If you can throw that on there for us, Shaheen, that would be wonderful. I'm sorry, Shaheen, what did you say? Okay, I believe it says, yes. Yes, exactly. Did everybody get a chance to look this over? Does anybody have any questions or concerns? Anything you might have for Tim? Would you guys like us to just scroll through this document just to get another re-glimpse of what we have in front of us?
I just wanted to say thank you, Tim. I saw there was like much more itemization in the lines for each of the expenses, and so I just want to say thank you. I saw that.
You're welcome.
Yes.
And Rhonda, thank you for taking over the in-person. I apologize for the miscommunication, but I'm really thankful that you're there.
Oh, no problem at all. I had such a good time. I really did. And anytime. And Tim as well, thank you for this. It's starting to make a little more sense to me. I'm still learning it, but let me tell you, this breakdown has been so wonderful.
You're doing fine. You're doing great.
Thank you. This looks good to me.
Can I ask a funny question? Am I still the treasurer? I had thought that we had discussed making me not the treasurer anymore.
So we did discuss that. And that's still on the table. You can absolutely.
I mean, I just basically wanted.
We're in the middle of like a lot of changes, so you had agreed to like continue on for the time being.
Is that what happened? Cool. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, no problem. And you can absolutely, I don't know how we should do this, Tim, but I know that Marie is willing to be the treasurer now. Is there a proper way that we should go about this? Like, does she step down and then we vote and then?
Yeah, I think so, Ravonda. If we want to do that, maybe at the end of the meeting or at some point during the meeting, all we can do is Rebecca can simply state that she wants to step down and resign. And then we can just do a quick, we'll accept the nomination. If Marie is interested or the board is interested in nominating Marie, we can quickly do that and vote and put her in place.
All right,
That's great. And I'm fine. We could do it next month. It's not an emergency. I just wanted to kind of check in about that. So thank you.
yeah, we'll add that on the agenda for next month's meeting. Thank you for everything you've done.
My pleasure.
With you, but I'll still get to see you.
I'm not stepping down from the, I just don't want to be the treasurer.
Okay. So do I have a motion to approve, the payable for March 2021? I'll make that motion. Okay,
A second.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Right, motion has been passed. So we are moving on to number 3, which is the resolution 510 HHA approving the MNT bridge loan. We are going to have Liz on at this time. She will be joining in. We can put that on the screen. We'll scan through it like we did with the accounts payable. And then hopefully when we're done with that, Liz will pop on. If not, we still can move on to number 4, and hopefully by that time, it just rolls right into play. I'm sorry, did everybody get a chance to look over this resolution?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or for any questions? Oh, you know what I mean? Okay, yeah. Yeah. I am. Is there anybody that? I think that's just an administrative thing that you just need to deal with.
Are you guys talking about stuff we should be hearing?
Sorry, here, let me just get that. No, I think we're saying, Tim, actually, I have a quick question for you. So when we pass this resolution, the money that gets deposited from M&T Bank, does that go into that account that was set up by us sometime ago? That Randall Martin and I are executors of or whatever, or is there a new account created? Do you remember some time ago? So where does this, I know that the money doesn't get blended, correct?
So we have not set up an account with M&T yet.
Okay,
So we're gonna start that process. As a matter of fact, Liz Peters has requested some information so we can set up a dedicated account with M&T Bank that this amount will be deposited in a lump sum. So the whole $950,000 will be deposited in a lump sum into an M&T dedicated account. or a line of credit, and we'll draw off of that as we need. So that's how that'll work.
Okay, all right. that
Okay,
makes-
so we'll just basically have a separate account from our other accounts.
Okay, yeah, and I'm thinking that maybe the treasurer, the job, maybe a monthly accounting of that money in particular. Is how-
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I agree.
Okay.
Yep.
Tim, I just want to point out that the word further is misspelled. It's in all of the further things.
In the resolution?
Yeah. It's
Okay,
it's outlined in red. That's how I noticed it. Be it further resolved.
okay. I'll point that out to our attorney.
Can I ask for a quick point of clarification? So the HDFC board, can you just kind of clarify the mechanics of that with the Housing Authority and the Board of Commissioners?
Sure, that's a great question. So there's two entities here. There's the Housing Authority entity and there's the HDFC entity. They're essentially two separate entities, but the Housing Authority Board controls both. Okay, so the HDFC that was created, the Housing Authority is a sole member of that entity. So the two entities have separate purposes. The HDFC entity owns all the assets of the Housing Authority. And again, the Housing Authority is a sole member of that entity, or what they call an instrumentality. So the Housing Authority Board is the same as the HDFC board. They work one and the same. The Housing Authority entity controls the management aspect or management arm of the Housing Authority, and also has the board members that sit on that board. So
Okay,
that's
great.
why we're going to be doing two resolutions.
Yeah.
Just for the purpose of making sure that we're making sure both entities are acknowledging the bridge loan and the debt that we're incurring.
Okay, and so the board of the HDFC is us, the Board of Commissioners of the Hudson Housing Authority.
That's
Yep.
correct.
I did just have the same question that I had last time we saw this resolution, which was just the outlining of the substantial renovation of Bliss Tower and the low rises. I think it's like the 5th paragraph down.
Is this the HHA resolution?
This is 510. But I think the
okay.
wording is pretty similar in both of them. It's just the difference between the HHA and the HDFC. It seems like there's no specifics as to how we're actually using that money within this resolution, but I guess the most specific thing is that we're using it for a substantial renovation of Bliss Tower and the low rises. Is that?
Well, we're using it as interim financing to allow us to operate until we decide and secure funding for a larger, either substantial rehabilitation or new construction, I think is what the bridge loan is. It's an interim financing to allow us to operate and to pursue a larger development project and financing structure.
Yeah, the only reason why I bring it up is just because the wording, I feel like it doesn't encapsulate that.
Yeah, Mike drew these documents up, so I think he wanted to keep them vague, I guess.
Yeah.
Was his goal.
Marie also had something to say.
Rebecca, can I ask you a question? You're talking about where the HHA board has determined that the most productive and cost-effective ones.
The paragraph right above it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if you look at the first one, this is the document that is not the resolution, it's the line.
The from M&T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, if you look, if you start on page 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so
What
we'll
it-
have Shaheen for that.
Yep. That's the M&T document, not the
So
resolution.
Shaheen, the M&T document, which is, yep. And then the one that says resolution number 510, I'm sorry, the one that says the M&T up to the top to the left,
The first one.
first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you
And then
scroll
page
down-
4, page 3
Yeah,
it must be,
4.
because it only goes to 3.
Oh, okay, so when did this start? Because I have this with me.
That one, the revised, that's the revised, that's the one he revised, so we'll tell
So
him to
is
pull out
that,
the
is that
revised.
gonna keep going?
No, that's not the revised.
Oh.
So I'm
I
sorry, Shaheen, to
see.
do this to you. So it's the M&T, but it says revised.
Yeah, if you look at the revised.
Which is, I don't think I see it on, I don't think I see it on here.
We
No.
didn't get that one.
Oh, I see, so we have this, but because it's in this packet, but they're not.
Okay.
So, just so you know, I think it's not gonna be real effective. But here, this document, which is the one that's here in the packet, shows the breakdown of what, I believe, Tim, if you, are you, is it 226,968 that's committed to upgrades, correct?
That is correct.
So this number is pretty much based on the discussions that we've had with Darren and others about the basic responsibilities that he basically has in the interim, while we're, deciding what we're gonna do, we still have responsibilities that we have committed to. So this is a question of a portion of that 900, but only about what is that, less than a third of it is committed to the things that
Only
we.
800,000.
It's less than 226,000. So of
Okay.
the 900,000, 500 and some odd thousand is actually reimbursement. Is that not correct, Tim?
Yeah.
That's correct. That goes back into our operating reserves or compensating us for those larger improvements that we did.
Yeah, the boiler and the roof and all that.
Yeah, yep.
Many of those have already been paid for. Those
Yeah.
That we're talking about here. It's just that we're getting reimbursed for some of them. So some of this money is part of the emergency fund and discretionary, and some of it is outlined specifically in what we got to spend. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I have no more questions.
I just want to add, just so the board knows, the M&T term sheet, the bridge loan term sheet. I just want to mention, I think Liz did a really great job putting this together for us. She extended the term to 36 months, which really gives us a large safety net if things get bogged down for whatever reason. So it takes a tremendous amount of pressure off of us if things get, for whatever reason, they get bottlenecked and the process slows down. So that's great. And she also waived a lot of the closing fees as well that we're not being charged. So we're saving quite a bit of money there as well. So that was really good.
Now, may I say that I think that the M&T Bank has definitely made quite a effort to accommodate.
Can't really hear you, Marie.
Oh, I was just saying that I think that I really do think that that M&T has done a lot to accommodate this board to make this a workable, that we need.
I agree. And again, there are no commitment, origination, or processing fees. The only thing that we're going to be held to are the legal fees to perform the closing. And that's the only expense that will be incurring with this, this bridge loan agreement.
Awesome.
Are there any more questions about resolution number 510?
Oh, and Ravonda,
Yes.
at the bottom of the term sheet, you are the signatory of the term sheet. So you'll need to execute that document. Your name is on there and you'll need to date it as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve resolution 510 HHA M&T Bridge loan?
Make a motion.
I'll second it.
Rebecca.
That's all right.
Oh, yeah, nice.
It's okay.
No, I say all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion is passed.
Yay.
Been a long time.
Hey, moving on to number 4, resolution
I
number
know.
11, 41 North Second Street, HDFC approving M&T Bridge loan. Has everyone had a chance to look over that document? If you can throw that up there first for us, Shaheen, resolution number 511, that'd be wonderful. Hi, everyone. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming. Can you sign in? Thank you. I think we still have Shaheen with us. There he is. All right. Is everyone okay if we scroll down a tad bit? You have some, at the end of the meeting, you can make a public comment, right?
I can't see it, man. I gotta do more outside. I need to talk to Tim in person. He'll be here in the morning, right?
Yeah, you can ask him what time, you want to set up the time with him?
Yeah, I need to make the time with him. All right? I gotta do more outside.
Hi, Janie.
Hi, Tim, you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Yeah, Dad is telling me, but I need to make an appointment with you tomorrow. It's,
Yes, ma'am.
so you come upstairs and look at the apartment?
Yeah,
Okay, what time can I see you in the morning?
I'll be here in the morning.
What time? Yeah, I know, morning. but-
I'm here at 8.
Okay, I gotta go to physical therapy. When I come back, I come to you, okay? All right?
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll see you then.
Yeah, that's right. I ain't sure. I'm like, where you at?
Is there any questions, concerns, comments on this document? Okay, can I get a motion to approve resolution number 511?
I'll make a motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it, Rebecca.
All in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
The motion has been passed for resolution number 511. We will move right on to number 5, which is the resident commissioner election. Tim, you can give us a rundown on that.
Yes. So Edric Brown decided to step away from the board. He didn't have the time to dedicate to the position anymore. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to hold a special election to fill the remaining term of his position in his seat. His term ends December of 2021. So we'll be holding a special election in June. We've started that process and we'll be notifying the residents, and anyone who's interested can get their petition signed and bring them down to the office. And we have the instructions of what they need to do to start and complete that process. And then we'll have a special election. I believe it's June 29th. So the term for that resident commissioner will be from June to December, at which time both resident commissioners' terms will be up, and we'll be holding another special election at that time in December for another 2-year term.
Thank you. Did everybody get a chance to hear that? All the things that I said, just in case you want to add.
What's the nomination process?
So any resident who's either in Bliss Towers or Columbia Apartments who's in good standing needs to get 25 signatures. And then they have to have those 20, they have to be approved with a notarized, and then they're submitted, and then they're placed on the ballot to be vote, for residents to vote for.
Is it a conflict for us to help residents if they reach out to us with like interest?
I don't think so. If
Okay.
someone that's interested and they want to get the signatures, I don't see why that would be a reason, a conflict.
Okay.
I do have a
Yeah,
So
if the
we
board
should put
wants
a
to
flyer out.
identify anyone, or
Yeah, we should put a flyer out.
we
on the
do, we
Facebook
send
right
out.
now.
I do have a question, Tim, about the 25 signatures. 45 it was? Or 25?
I think it was 25.
It's 25.
So I was wondering, during COVID time, are we able to adjust that amount, or, you know what I mean? Where they're not really going to 25 doors?
Yeah, they've done it on a local level, Tim. So maybe that's something that you could look into that process. They cut the petition numbers for folks that were running for local offices.
Is the 25 based on a percentage of residents? Or is it, oh, Tim, you're muted.
I think I got disconnected for a while. It's based on the policies that were drafted for that. The board can decide if they want to change that or not.
So we can make a motion to amend that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't catch what the discussion was. You want to reduce that?
Yeah, because of COVID, local elections have done it in this past election, reduce the
Yep.
petition numbers.
Well, if you want to do that, we should do that tonight
Yeah,
and come up with a number, and then we'll send that information out.
absolutely.
What about
Rhonda, how do you feel about 10?
I feel excellent about it.
All right.
10.
So I make a motion to reduce the petition numbers necessary from 25 to 10.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it. Or Marie.
All in favor?
Marie seconded it. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, great.
ask for reduced signatures during COVID time. Okay, thank you, Tim, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
On to number 6, we have the Hudson Conservation Advisory Council here with us tonight. Hillary Hillman will be speaking on that. I think she's still here. Hillary, are you there?
I'm here. I'm just trying to make myself visible.
Hello.
Okay, hi. Hi. Thank you very much for having me. And thank you to Madam Chairwoman and the entire board for the wonderful work that you do. And Claire, I don't know you, but I hope you feel better really soon.
Oh, thank you.
And the reason that I'm here tonight is at the invitation of Ravonda, but I am with the Hudson Conservation Advisory Council, and Marie just joined our council, and she thought that it might be good that somebody explain what we do and see if we can offer something that might help you in some of your processes. The Conservation Advisory Council was designed, made, created by the Common Council so that this group of people would do would advise the Common Council on matters that are environmental, and that's a huge topic. Environmental includes everything from flooding to global warming to the street trees in the city to stormwater runoff, everything that's environmental, and there are a lot of environmental issues. So we are set up so that we can do research and advise the council on positions that they should take, or maybe policies that they should make, or resolutions. And when Marie joined, she thought that it could be helpful, and others on the council did also, if we can offer to you, as we've also offered to the planning board and of course to the Common Council, if we can do research that about environmental impacts or environmental things in especially an RFP that you're writing, that we would be very happy to do that. We can't actually, we don't have the manpower or a landscape architect on our council right now. But I think that Marie was especially interested in creating, if we could aid in creating the right language in your RFP for a new structure, or that the green space be one done appropriately, done for with the residents in mind. I mean, for example, I think that most builders, when they see that, oh, there's a building here and I'm going to put in my bid for this building, and you know, they go for the red meat, you know, they want the brick and mortar, and then in the end they'll throw in a tree, maybe 2 bushes, and a little shade spot for grandma to sit on. And they don't think of it. I would like to think of it as an outdoor community room, any green space that you would have included in some RFP that you might be putting out, and really consider it a whole nother very important part of the building. And if we can aid you in wording the RFP right, or getting that kind of a thing. But another issue is parking lots. If any parking lots are going to be done, it is, I think, very important that all of the city parking lots, anything new in parking lots, anything being repaved in parking lots, be done with the environment in mind, because they create a lot of stormwater runoff, and cars actually create a lot of heat in a parking lot, which isn't good for global warming. And it's so parking lots should be designed with trees in them, with water containment, so that there'd be plants intermixed in the area within the parking lot to absorb the water, and various things like that. So that's what I'm here to mention and put out there. And if we can be of help, we would like to be. I think that's all from me. Any questions?
This all sounds beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for even wanting to work with us. This sounds great. This sounds lovely.
Yeah, I could imagine also, I mean, in designing the RFQ, RFP, that there's a lot of environmental concerns that might pop up around, like we've been looking into green building practices and how that could be part of what we ask for, essentially, like in in any new buildings that are constructed, but then also in conversion, if what we're doing with the tower is rehab, like there's concerns around airflow and things like that, and materials. And so I imagine there's a lot of opportunity for research assistance around that. So thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Hillary. I just so you know, we're planning to have our first draft of the RFQ. It's, I think, as of now, we've decided it's going to be a request for qualifications specifically,
Okay.
and we plan to have our first draft in like May 15th for our May meeting, just as per our timeline. And it would definitely be amazing to have input, the language, all of these things. I had the pleasure of reading your letter that you wrote to the planning board, and definitely like the impervious surfaces for uh, parking lots and all of this is really, it's really good stuff. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So at any time that you have a section that I don't know as much about green building materials, and I don't know. I don't know if I have something to offer on that. I'm trying to think if there's somebody else in the on the council that might. Actually, Michael O'Hara might be well versed in that. But we will do everything that we can to help with your RFQ. We don't want to butt in, but we want to offer what what would help. And sometimes, so in RFQ, that's looking for um, qualifications. So you're just trying to narrow down who would get an actual RFP.
It's a little bit of like a less defined way of putting out the word that we're doing a project, and that we want to hear from the field of developers who are interested, without like kind of narrowing it to such an extent that we exclude some developers that might be interested.
Okay, so actually then about green building materials, one doesn't have to be super knowledgeable. That could be somewhat vague, but as a general category.
Exactly.
It would be like the request for a specific developer, what you would want, what you as the Conservation Advisory Council would think that a developer should have, I guess, in their wheelhouse, if you will.
Okay, great. Yeah, happy to assist. So at any time, Ravonda has my email, and Marie does, and Rebecca does, and maybe some others there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you again. And I know you will hear from us again.
Okay, deal.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. All right, guys. So we are moving right into number 7, which is HUD's 5-year plan requirement, which we have a due date on for May. So we can roll right into that.
Ravonda, just so you know, in case you didn't see, Liz is here from M&T. Just
Hi, Liz.
Hi there. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to pop in, and I certainly don't want to interrupt, but wanted to be present in case there were any questions. I know you were going over the line of credit either earlier or ahead. I don't know where you are in your agenda, but just wanted to be here. If you have any questions, I'm here.
So I just want to let you know that we have finally approved everything and we are all yours.
Oh, wonderful. That's exciting. Thank you so much. I look forward to working with all of you.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your patience with us because I know it's a little crazy. And I just appreciate you guys so much and I'm looking forward to the future we have together.
Oh, wonderful. Well, if there aren't any questions, I won't interrupt any further, but you do know how to get a hold of me in case something else comes up later.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Okay.
thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, guys. So yeah, so we're just moving into number 7, the HUD's 5-year plan requirement, which has a due date of May. And Shaheen, whenever you are ready, you can share that 5-year plan with everyone. Has everyone been able to look over the 5-year plan that was sent?
Yeah, I had a question about it. For I guess Tim. Within our 5-year plan, would we want to talk about our plan for development?
It kind of is in there. It does talk to, let me grab the document. And these are,
Okay, I see, like fostering development, ownership, and
Yep.
successful management of housing.
yeah, there's a couple areas in there that talk about developing affordable housing and pursuing partnerships with community stakeholders. Strive to increase the supply of affordable rental housing for the city of Hudson's lowest income households, and will proactively seek local and regional development partnerships. HHA will seek to leverage private and other public funds to create affordable housing. And it talks about those particular financing programs. It does talk about it in a couple spots of our mission to expand the footprint and improve the public housing that we have and expand the footprint of affordable housing in Hudson, and creating partnerships and leveraging funding to do that.
Very good. I see that also there's in the past 5-year plan. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say we continue to support, fund, and participate in annual holiday events, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and annual tenant appreciation summer barbecue. I was wondering, are we going to have the summer barbecue again this year?
Oh my gosh, yes. That's it's really a resident appreciation day is what we hold that event for. And it's really just to thank the residents for, everything that they do and show that our appreciation to them. And we've been doing it since I've been there. And I think they've been doing it since before I got there. So it's a great event. Everybody has a great time and the kids have a blast,
I just had one question about the 5-year plan. So, because I see here, like it says, to continue to rehab or renovate Bliss Towers and low-rise. And you know that we have the plan of like just redoing the whole low-rise. Should we actually put like what our real plans are, or does it just like not matter?
Well, we can, I can certainly add more specifics I tried to keep the goals general and kind of overarching of what it is, because I'm not sure if what it is if we're specific and it doesn't, we don't end up doing that, then of course, we may end up having to deviate from what it is our statement is. So keeping it general is always a good policy, but it's whatever the board's comfortable with. If you want to be more specific, I can certainly do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure on how, which way to go, because I've never done this before. That's why I'm wondering what's the best way to go. Because like for a 5-year plan, like my 5-year plan is so beyond this. You know what I mean? Like in 5 years, let me tell you what I think I'm going to be doing in this place in 5 years.
I think there's no hard and fast rule, Ravonda. Whatever the board is comfortable with, we can frame it that way. So we can certainly be very specific about what it is we want to do, and I can add that and then send it out to the board and see what they think.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Everybody else okay with that? Like one more draft of this thing.
That sounds good.
So just so the board knows, once the board, if we give this the consent today, if there's a consensus to go, and say, okay, we'll make those changes. There's a statutory 45-day public comment period that I have to publish in the legal section, right? So the public has a right to comment. They can come in and inspect this document in the office, and they'll be instructed that it's available in the office for review. They have 45 days. It instructs them how to submit comments. And then after the 45 days, which would be our June meeting, we'll actually have a public hearing on it and we'll approve it at that point. We're probably going to be a few days late with it from HUD, but we should be fine. But that's how that process will play out. So I'll put it in the, I'll publicly notice it after I make that change. The public residents will have 45 days to comment on it. And then we'll revisit it at our next meeting in, will actually be June, is when we'll actually review it and approve it and listen to any comments if there are any from the public. And then we'll submit it to HUD.
Anyone else have any more questions or comments? Yes. All right, let's move right on. Moving on to number 8, which is going to be an update on tenant relations subcommittee. I'm sorry, Claire, were you going to say something?
No, I'm listening.
We did have our tenant relations subcommittee last week. It was amazing. Rebecca and I were able to be there while some people Zoomed, and we had some kids here. We were excited, and it was so good. It was such a good meeting. And I love that tenants are now coming down and ready to just express themselves, whether they want a washer and dryer hooked up in their home or they want something fixed. So I'm like loving it. So yeah, I was able to fill in for Claire on this, and I thank her for giving me that opportunity. It was amazing. If you have anything you would like to add, chime right in.
Yeah, so I was happy to hear the feedback from Rebecca and Ravonda. Excuse me. And I think that we can continue like that. I think that there's few enough, but enough tenants that come down at a time that it is socially distant anyway. And I think that if board members want to meet up separate days, like I think we can negate the calendar and just plan to meet Wednesdays in person. Maybe dedicate a little bit of time before the meetings to just talking to tenants, or just plan to be in the community room like like drop-in hours, I think is okay, especially while we're waiting on the survey, right? I think that that's a good way to engage, and just like we're kind of just building a network. And I think Vonda and Rebecca um, started it off well, and left a good taste in some of the tenants' mouths. I mean, we see some in the room right now, so that's always a plus. And I think that with this tenant elections, we're going to be able to pool more people and get to know some more tenants through that. So, yeah, I think it was a good way to kick it off. And that's all I have. I'm kind of, loopy at the moment, but
There was the survey and cleaning supplies, right? Last weekend?
Yes, it's last Saturday.
can I speak to that, or is that for somebody else? That's, one of them things.
So now I give an update survey. It was a great success. On Saturday, they were able to hit almost 80 tenants. Today, they have 4 surveys left. They are thinking they will be done with the surveys by yes, absolutely. And then on our list, we have the fact sheet. Which Tim, if you can speak on the fact sheet that you have there, I'm sorry. It says survey and then fact sheet, Tim. I'm not sure what the fact sheet is.
That was a document we sent out before the survey.
Oh, yes, yes. A big change is coming, is what you're talking about.
Yes.
God, yeah,
Yep.
okay, yes. I'm sorry, I didn't know we called it fact sheet. Yes. I would love to speak on the fact sheet because I have so many people when they see me, they want to stop me about this sheet and they want to know what is going on. And even people that don't even live here. I mean, we had a guest last week that was born and raised here. His mother, father, uncle, cousins lived here, and he saw that fact sheet when he came to visit a relative. So he just had to come to the meeting last week to see what was going on. So that fact sheet is getting out, it is getting around, and people want to know what we are up to. So that is a blessing. That goes to show that the word is getting out there, and we're just a great crew. So I just want to keep that up and keep everybody proud of us and not pissed.
Vonda. So I'm wondering if, after we collect the surveys, if it would be productive to have a facilitated like town hall kind of discussion in the community room for tenants, like an open forum for them to ask any questions that they have about the project and share in person their concerns with either one of the options that we presented, um, before we, like, as in addition to what information we get from the surveys. You know what I mean?
That would be amazing. If we could even do that, in the next month before our main meeting, because all
Okay.
of that stuff could be incorporated into the RFQ request.
Yep.
And that would be amazing.
Okay. Rebecca, will you work with me on that?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
And this time we'll get pizza.
Yeah. Kaya has her hand up.
Hi, Kaya, welcome. I'm glad you finally made it in.
I've actually been in for a while. I don't know, for some reason it wasn't showing on the website for the link, but I got in. I just want to add about the surveys. Again, we did have a very, very good turnout. And a lot of those tenants that I was able to reach on Saturday, as well as up until today, they have all stressed that they would like to be, directly reached. So their apartment numbers are on there.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
You will be able to contact them. I'm really glad that I was able to actually be a part of it, because I think it kind of added to it, because I want to stress to them that I am one of those ones that's trying to get that information out to you. So you guys need to, you're going to live here. I live up the street. So you need to take part. And, there, you see, you have some people down there. I'm glad to see them in that community room, and hopefully, we'll be able to get more and more in the community room, as well as the ones that can't get into the community room and actually can follow on their phones, computers, however the case may be.
Thank you so much, Kaya.
Can I just ask, were you just saying that, so you're saying people who filled out the survey included their apartment numbers and want to be?
Yeah, there's a question on, like, the last part of it is asking them, do they want to be directly involved with the development, and can we directly contact you about the development? And they have a vast majority have said yes.
Got it. That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Good input, Kaya.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kaya. Thank you for everything.
Welcome.
All right, guys. So now we are moving right on to tenant outreach, which we'll get an update on that from Claire. So I can keep going on tenant outreach. But basically what Kaya said, how people put their numbers, their phone numbers, their apartment numbers, they want to be reached. So the tenant outreach is so important, right? We have people here, we have people that are willing to be a part of the development. They have done a survey, they have spoke on the survey. Something very interesting that I learned is when Albany Housing Authority did their survey, they only reached 45% of the tenants. We have already done 2 times that amount. So we are showing and proving that not only do they want to change, but they want to be a part of it, and they like what is happening. They love the board. So we just have to keep that relationship with them and figure out the proper way to go about actually reaching out to them. As we know, the meeting thing is not always a good thing. A lot of people don't want to waste their time on a meeting. This is something I'm still getting used to a year later. So tenant outreach is a very, very big deal. And I would just love for us to figure out how we can continue on this tenant outreach, and not just by survey, by actually knocking on doors, getting people down, figuring out what they like, what they don't like, what will bring you here. Do we need to order pizza? What is gonna get you down here? So yeah, if anybody has anything they would like to add on the tenant outreach.
I do just want to say that at our last meeting that we did with the Tenant Relations Committee subcommittee, there were some people that said that they really wanted to see like examples of what we're talking about, and examples of other places that have had developments, and just like really what things look like, visual examples. So it seems like as far as outreach goes, if we can also have a presentation that's like, this is what's happening, up in Albany, this is what's happening, basically all over New York State, and just kind of give a presentation on, different spaces and how other people have done it. It seemed like people wanted something like that.
Could it be tied into the town hall and make it more of a State of Bliss Towers event, or State of HHA event?
That would be
and,
amazing.
Like, make it a whole evening.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And then give presentations, have different things going on. Yeah.
Maybe Darren Scott could come speak a little bit about what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, the whole panel discussion.
Okay, this is great. Great idea, Claire.
So we are moving right along to number 9, which is an update on the development subcommittee, the RFP update, which we will now roll this over to Rebecca Board.
Okay, so we have begun writing our RFQ. There are lots of different, agencies and people that have expressed interest in assisting, and that we're going to reach out to. And this is really just a collaborative process. And this is going to be just a document that we're all working off of, basically. But it's really figuring out. Since the request is such an open-ended one, right? Typically, an RFQ can really take whatever form we want it to take. And so we're just, in this baby steps phases, a couple pages in, just really piecing it together. And we should have a draft by May. And you'll see in the next couple of weeks, as we have weekly meetings, it'll be, coming into play. We're really working on this, and also just thank you to the Conservation Advisory Council too, because that's a really great addition to have some of that language there, because I don't know if any of us had thought about semi-permeable side parking lots. So yeah, I could speak more to it, Ravonda, if you want. Kind of go down the list of different agencies and stuff, but we could also leave this for our next development subcommittee meeting too.
All right, that sounds good. That works for me. I love it. Okay, moving right on to number 10, it is an update from Tim on the offline unit.
So I put a revised vacant unit status sheet in your packet, or you were emailed. So of the 6 vacant units that were vacated by residents, they have all been leased to date. All 6 have been leased. The 6 offline units that we've been working on, 2 of those 6 have been leased, and the remaining 4 should be leased on or before 5/1. So hopefully by 5/1, all of those 6 units will be leased. I'm proposing to put the bid proposal out for the remaining 13 offline units in Bliss Towers this month. And then we're hoping to get a contractor in and start those units by, well, hopefully by next month at some point.
The end of that document where it says the offline units low rise, we're not doing anything with those, right?
Marie, I can't hear you.
No,
So I was just
we're leaving
saying,
the low-rise units out.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that those people who are looking at this sheet, remember that those last 6 are not going to be renovated.
Right.
Just so everyone is just clear on it. Right.
It's so hard to see those 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms sitting there.
I know. I'm with you. I hear you.
All right. Any questions for Tim? Anyone on the offline apartment? Unfortunately, for number 11, we will not be able to get a report from Robert. He is not with us tonight. I did want to speak on the subcommittees. I know when we first started these subcommittees, we had said we would find like a chair and a vice chair for every committee. And I want to make that a thing now, if that's okay with everyone. I know that we started off with Claire being the chair of the tenant. I'm the chair of the development, and now we're looking for vice chairs for those committees. And it's the reason why I feel it's very important is because like next week is my son's birthday on Wednesday, so I won't be attending. So I would like my vice chair to fill in for me. You know what I mean? So is anybody interested in being the vice chair with Claire on the Tenants Association Committee? Anyone anywhere? Marie would like to volunteer to be the vice chair for the committee with Claire.
Okay, awesome.
And then we just need a vice chair for the development committee. Is anyone interested in that?
Can I nominate Rebecca Boyle?
Okay, Marie would like to nominate Rebecca Bork.
I will do it.
Okay. All right. And as everyone know, you're able to attend every single last meeting. It's not mandatory for you to attend the subcommittees, but we would like for everybody to be there because they are really good, important meetings, just as along with the monthly, where people do have things to do. So we aren't expecting everyone to be at every single last one. And as you guys know, I will not be attending next week. So Rebecca Gore will be chairing that subcommittee.
I do have a question about that, like about our schedule. So we have like the development subcommittee meeting next week. And then the week after that, we have the tenant relations subcommittee meeting. I'm wondering, Claire, everyone, do we think it's possible to do the town hall on the next Wednesday?
So what
Like next Wednesday coming up?
No, like
Oh.
3 Wednesdays from now. Like
I think so. I think that's
Could-
enough time for us to get a small panel together and get notice out. That's all we really need.
yeah. I'm just gonna make sure, just because we all know that Wednesdays at 6 work for all of us, you know, so if we can just, I guess, use that third meeting before our next monthly meeting.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
I'm so excited. That town hall is such a good idea.
And then as we did these meetings, because we just wanted to keep everything pushing, keep it all going. There is gonna come a time where we'll be able to slow down and we'll only have to have every other weekend a development subcommittee, every other week a tenant. So we won't be like clocking back. And there will be a week where we won't have anything, like there will be a break. You know what I mean? We'll have our monthly, we'll have our subcommittee development, our subcommittee tenants, and then there's a week off. So sometimes we have a lot of due dates, but after those due dates, we will be giving people a break.
Yeah, I just want to apologize again because like making that schedule, it was really ambitious and like with the job that I have, if I wasn't working full time, it would be so much easier to just plug in during the week. But it's like unpredictable mandation right now at my job because everybody's leaving because of COVID. So, I never have any heads up until about 3 o'clock, which is when I should be leaving my shift if I'm gonna be stuck at that place. So I apologize, and I can't wait until things slow down a little bit or until I'm more.
No worries at all. We all have your back.
Yeah.
We're all willing to be there and fill you right in. It is totally fine at any given time. There's no need to feel bad. There's no need to worry. Like, please.
Ravonna, I don't know if you saw, but Linda has her hand up.
I was just gonna say that. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's... Hi, Linda.
I'm wondering what the exact date is of the town hall.
The exact date tentatively would be May 5th. So May 5th, 6 p.m. This is tentatively, but that would be, the development, tenant relations, town hall, and then monthly. Yeah, May 5th.
A combination of in-person and Zoom.
Yes, all meetings starting last week and moving forward will be in person, and you have the option of Zoom. It's all at your own comfort level. So if anyone wants to Zoom for at least the rest of my time, I know that I'm totally okay with that.
We can also set up, Ravonna, if you think this would help, like set up, microphones and another camera even.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Shaheem is the real pro at this. I can also help. I have I have a camera for this.
for sure. Absolutely.
We ever do outdoor, or is that would be logistically really difficult for the? Never mind.
Wait, what did you say?
I was just curious if we could do outdoor meetings, but
Yeah.
that would be hard with people Zoom.
I thought about that too, but I think that there would be difficulties with like um keeping the chairs there and or having to make sure that somebody is there to put them out every week.
Yeah.
I mean, keeping a tent outside would be nice for like if people wanted to use the grounds for cookouts and stuff. That would be nice to have a tent out there. But you know, you'd have to have extra manpower, and we're lacking maintenance men right now as it is. So
Are we going to be hiring someone else for maintenance?
I think I saw on the page, there was something posted, Tim. I think I saw that you have a new maintenance guy, right? There's like a door number that they can ring if they can't get in their apartment. Did I see a new guy's name on there? Yeah.
Tim, could you hear that?
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the question was whether Rwanda said that she had seen that there was a new maintenance man that was hired and was wondering if that was the case.
Maybe
And-
not a
No,
new
we didn't hire anybody new.
maybe not a new maintenance man.
We didn't hire anybody new.
Maybe not new, but I see that there's a poster out here that gives a bell that they can ring if they lock themselves out,
Oh.
right? Oh, that's
Did you hear that, Tim?
There's a lockout.
Yeah, there's like a lockout number.
If they lock themselves out, yeah, one of our maintenance guys is the lockout guy.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Can I just
Yeah.
clarify how many
Yeah, I think it's
Sorry, what were you going to say? How many maintenance people are currently on staff?
so we have 3 full-timers and 1 part-time.
Okay, yeah. I know there's like a complete shortage of like maintenance and contractors right now in the area.
In Hudson. Yeah.
There is, which is really interesting and amazing, that Columbia Green has a program for carpentry, and it's a year-long program. And you know, for as far as workforce development goes, and as far as like having a development project on the table, I've been curious if it's possible to even offer some sort of like grant or scholarship to help people go through that program. It's a year long, so you complete it after a year. So it'd be like September 2021 to, you know, July 2022, which kind of lines up perfectly with our timeline.
That would be really cool.
Who offers that, Rebecca?
Wait, what?
Who offers that program?
Columbia Green, Co-Green, CGCC.
Columbia
Yeah.
Huh. I called them several times about skills training program. They didn't indicate that they had that program there, so I'm kind of
Yeah, I just looked it up.
I'll
2 nights ago, maybe. I was looking at it. I was going through the program they do. It said you can complete it in a year.
all right, I'll have to follow up on that again because I just talked to someone over there. They had no programs. They told me, so that's interesting.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can even send you the link if you want, if that would help.
Yeah.
our
yeah,
contact
definitely.
that we talked to over there is Mark, and I can't think of his last name, but he's always been really helpful with community stuff. Mark, I can't think of
Okay.
his last name off the top of my head though.
All right, I'll try to make a contact with somebody over there
My
tomorrow.
alma mater. So.
There's also they have like a construction technology program there. I don't know if that's the same thing you're talking about. Is it only a year, that construction technology thing?
It said you could complete it in a year. Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's weird.
in the IDA/CEDC, we've been talking about trying to develop a workforce, like a green trades or just trades program that would be really like specifically oriented. It like might even actually, we're trying to figure out how to do it so that there's actually a location in the city instead of people having to go out to the campus.
It'd be amazing to just, I mean, it always should have been the case to have a bus going to Co Green. You know,
They started, the county did offer something for a little bit. I don't know if they're still doing it. It was a shuttle bus that went from Hudson to the college, to Catskill, back to the college. And they used the city buses to do it. They had like a shuttle schedule.
And that was successful. Like people were able to use it.
What did you say?
It was a successful program to have the shuttle. Like,
I'm not sure what happened to it. I know Billy Hughes and Michael Shemidas, I think, were in charge of it.
Right. Okay.
And yeah, I'm on CGCC's website right now, and it's a construction technology / preservation carpentry program. It's a certificate program. And it says no prior carpentry or construction experience is required to apply to this program, which can be completed in 1 year. I'll send you this, Tim.
You're muted, Tim.
Sorry, thank you. Yeah, because we were looking for skills training for plumbing, electrical, and carpentry. And I spoke to some woman out there and she said they had no programs like that.
Amazing. I will tell you, it's only carpentry. Like it's not plumbing and electrical. So that's what we were talking about.
Right.
Doesn't Questar do plumbing and electrical? They have an HVAC program, and I think.
Yeah, that's right, Claire. That's all they have because we called them too.
Okay.
And they're more geared towards high school, I think.
Yeah.
We were looking for like adult learners. Program.
Tim, I'll email you because that was something that I was looking forward to creating in the community, or like finding a way to offer small businesses incentives to give training to some interns and things like that. So I could help you with that if you wanted.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll follow up with you on that because we need it desperately.
Yeah.
And you guys, I feel like I really want to connect you in this effort to Mike Tucker at the CEDC, because there's been this whole conversation happening about how to make this happen for the city, like that there would be a situation where the plumbers and electricians would have apprentices and would be like basically training people on the job. And, so I'd like, we should all make sure we're all talking together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not to get too far off track here, but when I worked for the city of Troy, the youth build program was really instrumental in that community. And it provided incredible skill opportunities, in all aspects of construction. And I don't hear anything about youth build in Columbia Green County. So I don't know if maybe we can together make a contact and see if we can, get some exposure with that and introduce that, because that would be huge.
That would be amazing. Are you saying that that's the name of a program that's like
the youth build program? Yeah, it's a national program.
Oh my God! Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. It's so fun. How many ways to skin a cat? So many ways.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's like, no, I mean, I've been talking with people about this for, I don't know, more than a year and we met with Columbia Green, we met with COARC, we met with all these different people, and nobody's ever mentioned this program.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was talking to someone today who, is a carpenter, and they were like, I would literally pay for someone to go through that program and they would have a job for the next 2 years. So it's like, if people want this, it really would be huge. It'd be amazing. Yay.
This is great information. great information.
Yeah, that expression is wild though.
Going back to where we
With
were
all the
from
cats
before.
around tonight too, Rebecca.
I would never skin a cat. I want you to know that. Not even if you paid me.
Anybody else have anything they would like to add? Room for public comment. Would anybody like to say anything?
I went to Bose's grade school in Fort Ewing for 2 years, I'm going to specialty. But I think that we should look in on that college program.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
people need knowledge.
Yeah, sure.
I'm up with it.
Ravonda, would you repeat that for us? I don't think we got that. I didn't hear.
He said that he's really loving hearing about that college program. He went to both
Cool.
and Fort Ewing for 2 years and he loved it.
Oh, amazing.
So he really loves that you guys are bringing up CGCC. And he thinks that people should be educated on that.
Well, maybe we could even include it at the town hall just to kind of get people aware too.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any other public comments, anybody? No, make sure I don't have anyone stand up. No. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed? This was a beautiful meeting, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you.
You.